Welcome back to our channel, Living on the Ohio River. Hi, I'm Carrie Henshaw with Key Associates Signature Realty. As much as I love to do these videos, I am a local real estate agent, so if you are relocating to this area, make sure you give me a call. And if you're new to our channel, tap that subscribe button, give me the thumbs up. You know the algorithm loves it, and that makes me let me know that you love my videos. So what are we gonna talk about today? You never know what I'm gonna bring you, right? We're gonna do something fun because lately I've had a few people over time, obviously, but lately I've had a few that have come from California directly from this channel. And so I thought I would do 6 reasons why to leave California, and you could say move anywhere, but I'm gonna compare it to Indiana because that is where we are and where we're filming. So I'm gonna have my little trusty little paper here because I actually literally took 6 reasons from 2 different people, and some of them were the same, some were a little different, that came from California, and they gave me the reasons. I'm gonna read exactly what they were, not making anything up, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit of a comparison of what that is like here in Indiana of why they left, just so you can see what the difference is. And just to give you a little bit of a background, these people, because I know politics is one thing that kind of comes up, because we're very different. These were, I would say, pretty much, down the middle with regards to politics, not right wing, not left wing, and just, good old people living an American dream here, right? But right down the middle. So I want to keep that in mind with some of the comments that I go through. Number 1, what do you think it is? Which most people are probably gonna guess this one. Number 1 on both of the people from California that moved to Indiana gave me was cost of living is very high. That includes your gas, your food, ridiculous taxes, which is a big difference. Home prices are ridiculous in California were some of the comments they made. So what I did is I did a little Googling just to give a good comparison of Indiana versus California, which I could tell you right now, living and traveling and visiting California, that there is a big difference. I think you're gonna see even a bigger difference if you're going from the cities in Indiana, like at Indianapolis, to a rural Indiana, because I think you're gonna even see less than what I'm gonna tell you today with regards to cost of living and the differences in percentages. So we're gonna start off with housing. Housing is 34% less in Indiana than California as a whole. If you go to restaurants, it's 18.9% less. Groceries, about 14% less. Transportation's about 24% less. Childcare is almost 39% less. Entertainment and sports is about 25%, and clothing is about 15%. So obviously everything is less. I don't know that anything is higher in regards to cost of living. And that is a lot of why we do see a lot of people coming from California to live here, especially when they're retiring, because they're living off of their retirement, and it's just a lot more affordable to live here than stay in California. So we do see a lot of that. Number 2 was extremely liberal politics, ultra-left policies, which is no surprise to people that know California. But just to compare it to Indiana, I mean, it's simply stated, they are completely a blue state, we are completely a red state. And if you want to look at it, the current governor is currently Republican in Indiana. And this is an interesting statistic just to give you an idea of what Indiana and its history is all about. The Republicans have held supermajorities in both chambers of the Indiana General Assembly. It has only been supported by a Democrat for president 4 times since 1912. So, enough said. I don't think I even need to say a whole lot that we are definitely not ultra left here in Indiana. With that in mind, if we're talking about Democrats and Republicans and just policies in general. So we are definitely a red state. Number 3 I have on the list was rapid climate agendas. They say the water and utilities are mismanaged, ultra rigid home building laws, and rolling power outages. So they definitely have a problem in California with this. I mean, Indiana, we don't have a problem. We have water, we have rivers. You're not gonna get a power outage unless we have a hailstorm and the lines go down. So I don't think there's any issues with regards to utilities or mismanagement here in Indiana. They may be a little bit higher, which I don't, maybe they're not actually, but compared to the rest of the US. But in general, we definitely do well. Home building laws, there are some, it's more by county. I mean, even some counties don't even require a building inspector. So that tells you that we're probably a lot more laxed than the California state. But it is by county here in Indiana, so it's gonna vary depending on building rules and regulations by each county and areas of Indiana. So, but I can tell you it's probably not nearly as stringent as the California laws are with building. So there you go. Hailstorms cause our electric to go out, that's about it. We got water, and our building codes probably are not anywhere near California. Okay, number 4 on the list, non-enforcement of laws, ultra-left policies again, homeless, theft crime, non-prosecution of crimes, overcrowding and homeless is the highest in the nation is this actually was both of their issues. Highest in the nation, 1/3 of homeless in the nation live in California. I actually had no idea. This is coming from the people that I asked that were moving to this location. They said crime level is much higher than Indiana, and drug use is never prosecuted. So very interesting to me. I did go up and look, and because I'm not gonna say crime is low in Indiana as it is in California. I think crime's gonna be bigger in all the cities in Indiana and California, to be honest with you, versus rural areas of both. I don't feel like crime is a huge issue in Indiana when you're in the rural areas, but when you get in the cities, yeah, you're gonna see crime, you're gonna see drug use, probably just like California. I did look it up, and it looks like they're pretty even. I mean, on the crime levels as states, not towns. We're not talking towns. But one thing I did notice that car theft in California was twice as much as Indiana. Not sure why that's specific, but that is a big deal there in California when you look at the different areas of crime and theft. So I can't say that they have us on crime. I mean, even though there is areas of rural Indiana that I definitely don't see crime at all, and people keep their houses probably unlocked, to be honest with you. But when you talk about cities like Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Evansville, those kind of places, you probably are going to see crime levels that are very similar to California cities as well. Let's talk about non-prosecution of crimes. I can't really speak to this. I don't quite understand why they're not prosecuting against their crimes in California, but I can tell you that they do prosecute you here in Indiana. So you don't want to be caught with drugs, and we aren't a marijuana state, so be careful if you're California bringing it here because we are not a state that it is legal as of today. So that does tell you that we're conservative and that they will prosecute you if you break the rules, not all around drugs, but just in general with crimes and drugs as a whole. Next one, number 5, we are on traffic is horrendous. That was a comment from them. It takes 2 hours to go 25 miles. They must be in a city area, if I had to guess, because, I think California is more dense than Indiana too. You have to remember we're very rural, but traffic is no issue. I mean, anywhere, even in most of the cities, the biggest traffic area is probably Indianapolis if you're traveling there. And even that, it's not bad unless you're in rush hour probably. It's pretty easy to get around Indianapolis. It's a grid system. I mean, it's up and down. It's a pretty simple city. So traffic, definitely we win by far. There's no traffic issues here in the state of Indiana, except maybe rush hour in Indianapolis. Other than that, I can't imagine you having much traffic anywhere else in the whole state. Number 6, severe restrictions on Second Amendment rights. Well, if you live in Indiana and you like a gun, you're not gonna be moving to California. And I live in Southern Indiana, which everybody hunts here, and there's gun rights being used all the time for our area. But I did look up statistics because that was something very restrictive, and it did say the number 1 state for the highest restrictions on guns is California. So it is the worst state to live in if you want to own a gun and maybe use it, obviously. Or even feel protected, not use it, but just feel protected. Or if you're a hunter. So it depends on what you're using a gun for. And I looked at Indiana, we're really middle of the road. If you look at the 50 states, we are number 29. So we're not extreme to the left or extreme to the right. we are really the middle of the road when it comes to all the states and the restrictions around gun control. So that are my 6 reasons. This was not a list created by me. Again, I asked 2 California people that moved out. They came to Indiana. I asked them why, and these are the 6 reasons they gave me. So if you are looking to leave California, wherever you may be going, I hope this helped, but this is mainly if you're looking to look at Indiana, Kentucky area, we can definitely help you. And just to give you a comparison of those 6 reasons, or those are the 6 reasons you're fed up with in California, well, then you can at least see how it compares here in Indiana, Kentucky. And Indiana, Kentucky is fairly similar. I didn't look at Kentucky's exact, where they ranked and all that, but we're very close in regards to a lot of our cost of living and that kind of thing. So if you are relocating to either one of these states on the Ohio River area, we can help. Just give me a call, 812-686-3268. And until next time, I'll see you then.
We open doors in realty. Key Associates. Key Associates.